Breakdown is presented by John's Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow.
That's right, it's time for the breakdown. Welcome in Phil Perry, Ted Johnson. Ted, the Patriots now 1-5 after losing out in Vegas yesterday. You've been a part of a 1-5 football team all the way back to your rookie year, 1995. I want to ask you this. Did you stay bought in? And if so, why?
Phil, we did. Believe it or not, we did. Even with the 1-5 start, we did. And the kind of the thing that kept us engaged in on what was going on was that Bill Parcells kind of put a carrot in front of us and always just said, hey, guys, we're not out of the playoff hunt. We're still getting there, and we were able to work our way back, okay? And so the Patriots are not eliminated from playoff contention. Even though a lot of us think they're done, that's the carrot you sell. That's what you sell to your team. If you're Bill Belichick, you're not totally out of it until you're completely out of it.
So you're saying even if there's an ever so slight chance, that's something that players can sink their teeth into.
You got that right, brother.
All right, well, if they're going to make the most of that ever so slight chance that they have to make the postseason right now, they got to protect this guy. After running for his life the last few weeks, Mac Jones did not actually face much pressure Sunday in Vegas. But when he did, things didn't go so well. He was pressured 5 times, and on those 5 dropbacks, he threw a pick and was sacked on 3 separate occasions, including the back-breaking safety that clinched the game for the Raiders. For more on that, let's head to the drawing board. It's time now for Board Games, brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Ted, let's talk about this game-ending safety for the Patriots. You have "turn out the lights" written at the top of the board, the nail in the coffin for New England here. And I know on the board, you want to talk about the coverage. Obviously, there's a lot going on with the pass rush as well, but the coverage here and what the Raiders showed pre-snap, maybe how it impacted Mac Jones, forced him to hold on to the football, and obviously a disastrous result.
Yeah, exactly right. So hold on to the football, takes the sack of safety, ending the game, but it's 3rd down. The quarterback's got to know it's 3rd down. You got to get the ball out, and you have one more down to try and get into field goal range and try and win the game. But the Raiders did a good job of disguising their coverages, and they did a really good job on this play. And let's just go through this a little bit. So the Patriots had 11 personnel out there. They ran the same personnel group with pretty much the same formation 4 plays in a row, all right? So not a lot of mystery on the offensive side, okay? But as you're the quarterback in the offensive line, you got to find out, where's Max Crosby? Max Crosby on the left side of the defense, right side for the offense. Viridian Lowe had a very difficult time all day long. The Patriots, what they did to help him all day, and they tried on this play as well, is to chip with a tight end, and then these tight ends slow release, okay? So the same thing happened on this play, but they didn't execute that very well. So let's go to the coverage. Pre-snap, the Raiders are in what a cover 2 look here. Cover 2, which is for this route pattern that the Patriots ran, Phil, is the perfect route combination to have versus cover 2. A high-low puts the safety in a bind, and it's theoretically, versus that coverage, it's a good route combination. However, at post-snap, the Raiders move to a cover 3, okay? Cover 3 look where the corners play deep third here, deep third, safety middle of field right here, and this safety comes into the hole right here looking for crossers. And so Mac, he had a lot of time back there. He had over 3 seconds on this particular play. Once they rotate into the cover 3 look, you can see Mac's eyes looking downfield, probably looking for Kendrick Bourne here in the slot, if not Tyquan Thornton behind him. But that coverage right there takes away those routes right there. And so there is a bailout for him right here. You'll see Ramondre Stevenson kind of chip right here and then do a little H angle, okay? These guys are dropping. Look, it's not a sexy play, but throw the ball here. You see him on film, pull the ball back and then pull it down, take the hit, safety, game over. He had Ramondre Stevenson right here on an H angle. If he was, what he was thinking, he didn't see him. And so he ate the ball, game over, and turned out the lights. The party's over, not only for this game, but perhaps, Phil, for the entire season.
Middle of the field open, pre-snap. Mac Jones has a play on that looks like it can beat that kind of coverage. All of a sudden it changes to middle of the field closed. That bogs things down. You get the nightmarish finish for Mac Jones with Max Crosby on top of him. It's time for the report card. My report card is presented by the Massachusetts School of Law. A slight improvement on the grades after just a whole mess of Fs the last couple of weeks. but still a rough day for the offense. Let's be real. That includes a couple of Ds for the tight ends and the offensive line, and that's where we turn for our first Technique of the night. Technique, of course, presented by Shaw's Perfecting the Art of Fresh. And our favorite time of the week, because for Technique we get to bring on our Needham Rockets, our 5-1 Needham Rockets, number one in Division I according to the MIAA. By the way, we got Jordan, we got Alex, and we have David, and Ted is going to break down what happened in terms of the protection on that game-sealing safety. Ted, have at it.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here, let's line it up. All right, let's line up into our positions. Here's the thing. So on that safety, on that sack, Max Crosby, who was relatively quiet all game. When the game really mattered and when it was on the line, he came through. So what the Patriots did all game long is they would put a tight end in tight next to the right tackle, Vidarian Lowe, playing right tackle here, struggling all game, so you got to give him a little bit of help against an elite pass rusher, okay? And so they would chip Max Crosby before they would go out in the coverage, okay? And so we're going to show you what happened on this play, and then we're going to show you what they should have done on this play. So Max Crosby lined up in a wide 9 angle. This is the Philadelphia Eagles did this to the Patriots earlier in the season, and you're seeing other teams copycat it because the wide 9 alignment, wide 9 meaning wide alignment outside the tackle and in the tight end, it's a harder kind of angle for these tackles to kind of meet these pass rushers and not give up pressure. So Max Crosby is in a wide 9. He's a super freak out here, long arms, very fast, explosive off the ball. Gesicki is going to try and chip him before he releases. And you'll see what happens on the play. So at the snap of the ball, guys, here we go. Set, hut. He comes out to chip. He falls down. Max Crosby beats him. And so now it's one-on-one with Vidarian Lowe. He tries to come out here, but he doesn't get out fast enough and deep enough to where the quarterback is. And so Max Crosby beats not only the tight end, he beats the tackle, and then goes in for the sack on the quarterback right there. All right, boys, let's line it up. Let's show you what they should have done. Alex, I'll take over for here. I'm going to be Gesicki on this play. And here's what the thing. Whenever he's lined up in this tight formation, he's in a sprinter stance like he's going to go out for a pass. The problem is at the snap of the ball, he's got to get his feet turned and then get back for that chip. What he probably should have done on this play is don't even try and sell that you're going to go out in a pass route. Get down here like you are with the tackle if you're a tight end, and then at the snap of the ball, here we go, say, hey, get back, so that you can chip with a good base. Don't overextend. He overextended. When you overextend, you fall down, you lose your balance, and then he couldn't get out in the route and help his quarterback. So it's little things like that the Patriots are having problems with, and ultimately on that play, that's what did him in. The chip, missed the chip, and then your poor right tackle doesn't have any help, and that was a ball game.
And it's a critical situation, Ted, where you have to be able to, in a spot like that one, make sure all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted. But this is something they're going to deal with every single week, facing elite pass rushers every single week, and trying to figure out, especially, how to help that right tackle spot. Great job, Needham Rockets. We're going to talk a little bit more about the offense because the Patriots had a shot just before the safety at a massive play down the sideline to Devontae Parker. They weren't able to hit it. Let's hear what Parker had to say after the game about that particular play.
What'd you see?
Looked like you got behind the coverage. Ball was there.
Yeah, that's just what happened. I'm just behind the coverage. Next.
Did you get your fingers on the ball?
I think my fingertips, but I didn't get a whole full grasp of it.
Do you feel like that's a ball that you can catch?
I think so. I mean, fingertips, I don't know. But.
I think so. Fingertips, I don't know. Ted, he has to be able to catch that football, right? This is why he's in the NFL, is to make contested plays down the field, and he had a chance at a game-changing play right there.
And he's their number one wide receiver. He was given an extension. He's treated as their own wide receiver. And what I didn't like about that sound right there is I just didn't hear any ownership, any accountability. And right now, guys don't need to be pointing fingers. They need to be holding themselves accountable, and that will create more of a team-friendly environment. Right now, it's a bunch of individuals, not a team, right?
Some leaders still in there. David Andrews, Matthew Slater, Hunter Henry, they have a handful. Do they have enough is the question for me as they sit at 1-5 and they try to make something of this season. Coming up tonight at 6:30, tune in for our Bella Early Edition with Trenny Casey. We'll have much more on where the Patriots stand after falling to 1-5 on the season. Coming up, remember this guy? Jakobi Meyers. He got his revenge against the Patriots Sunday, and his old team was more than happy to oblige. We'll explain when the breakdown returns. Patriots got to play not one, but two of their former backup quarterbacks on Sunday after Jimmy Garoppolo was ruled out at halftime with a back injury. Brian Hoyer came in and got the Raiders across the finish line. One of the plays that helped the most, a 48-yard bomb to Trey Tucker to set up a field goal for the Raiders. Hoyer talked about that play after the game.
Having been there for the last 7 years, I know a lot of times on third downs they want to take away your best players, and for us that would be Devontae and Jakobi, and that was something we were keyed in on. It's something that I've seen in practice over the years a lot of times, and so I was just waiting to see were they going to do that, and that's a play that we've kind of had in our pocket for a while, and it's just a matter of the right coverage, and he executed it perfectly.
It's illustrated right there from Brian Hoyer that the Patriots, to me, Ted, have lost so much institutional knowledge, including Brian Hoyer, including Jakobi Meyers, obviously Josh McDaniels, and so many of his members of his coaching staff that were here in New England. Have they lost too much institutional knowledge over the last couple of years to maintain and be a competitive team, Ted? Because they're not right now.
I think clearly they have, and I think that's part of the problem is why you're not seeing better performances out there. Is that behind the scenes, the coaches, the front office, the scouts, they're just not. They haven't been here very long, so they don't know kind of how the things are done around here. And I thought it was interesting that Brian Hoyer audio right there, because he's basically saying, I know what the Patriots like to do, and I used it to my advantage being on another team and knew where to go with the football on third down because the Patriots were going to double team Devontae Adams like they always do in those situations.
There goes that safety help. All of a sudden, he's got a young, speedy receiver going down the field, and he made the Patriots pay. Brian Hoyer did. How about Jakobi Meyers? Because Garoppolo was in the game, he just kept feeding that guy. The former Patriots wideout had a monster first half. He hauled in 5 catches for 61 yards and a score that gave the Raiders a 10-0 lead. The Patriots, of course, they lent a helping hand on the play. For more on that, let's get back to the drawing board. Back out here for Board Games, brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't flow. Ted, the Patriots defense in the desert, cooking up one hell of a hot mess in the red zone. Please explain to us how Jakobi Meyers got so wide open for 6 in this game, because this is one of the huge plays in this loss for the Patriots.
Yeah, big play right here. And this disheartening thing is that the Patriots defense, they're better than this, all right? And this was an absolute coverage bust, hot mess, whatever you want to call it. But on this play, the Patriots were on the Raiders were on the Patriots 12-yard line, okay? 12-yard line going in. The Patriots only rushed 3 guys. 3 guys only rush on this play, so that means 8 guys are in coverage, all right? If 8 guys are in coverage, one of the guys, J.C. Jackson, the newly acquired J.C. Jackson, he is responsible man-to-man. Everyone else is, I think, playing zone. We're trying to figure out if it's man-to-man or zone. My feeling is this is a zone coverage, but they're going to have J.C. Jackson on this play covered Devontae Adams man-to-man, okay? Because of how dangerous he is in the red zone. However, where's the respect for Jakobi Meyers, Phil? Look at this cushion that he gets. Miles Bryant's given Jakobi Meyers all this cushion right here, so he gets a free release. Okay, so here's the pattern on this play. Devontae Adams does like a bit of a drag route on this side. You have the tight end who was hurting the Patriots early in this game do a drag route from the other side, and then it's just zone. You will see Anthony Jennings helping J.C. Jackson, who has outside leverage, and you'll notice that there's outside leverage on these guys as well, making it think that there should be a middle of the field safety over here. But let's go through. So Devontae Adams releases, Anthony Jennings hits him to help the coverage on J.C. Jackson, so that takes J.C. Jackson out of here. Jakobi Meyers, again, free release. There's nobody up here jamming him, so he gets a free head start going, and he does a deep post right here. And then on the outside, you have a corner route. Outside leverage. These guys are all outside leverage. The problem is the breakdown, there's no safety in the middle of the field. Kyle Duggar, who's on this side, he chases this tight end across the field along with these other guys, right? So you have literally on this play, when the ball is caught back here by Jakobi Meyers wide open, you have literally 3 defenders covering this tight end who's on a drag route and nobody in the middle of the field. Why does Kyle Duggar come up to cover the tight end? I don't know. I can't imagine They were double teaming him. You know, this play, I have to think there was a busted coverage from the backside safety, Kyle Duggar. I don't know how else to say it, but it was a miscommunication and a big play early in the game to old Jacoby Myers, who got his revenge on the Patriots. Miles Bryant, he was expecting help. You could tell by his leverage, he was expecting help, didn't get it. Big play. You're not expecting these types of plays from the defense. This is supposed to be a buttoned-up operation on that side. And early in the game, they missed a big one. Only rushing 3, having 8 guys in coverage, and still leaving a guy wide open. No excuse for that.
It's incredible. And Patriots defensive coaches have said all year that communication on the back end, even without Devin McCourty, obviously now retired, has been pretty good. But right there, clear communication breakdown. And their old buddy, Jacoby Myers, kills him. So the Myers touchdown might have been the worst play of the day for the Patriots, but they did have some highlights, according to Pro Football Focus. Here are the Patriots' top 5 defenders from the game. Number 1, Jelani Tavai. He recorded his second career pick after Jabril Peppers, who's number 3 on this list, broke up a pass intended for Davante Adams with just a massive hit. That brings us to our next Ted Neek. We've got Andrew back out here with us. Simon is with us as well. Ted is going to play Jabril Peppers, and I'm not sure which one of these guys is going to take the punishment that Peppers dished out for Adams yesterday, but I feel badly for both you guys, and I hope we've got ice on standby. Ted, tell us how Peppers made this play and why he was able to avoid getting flagged. That's what I was waiting for after seeing it live and in person. Okay, where's the flag? You're not really allowed to hit that hard in the NFL anymore, right. But Peppers pulled it off.
Oh, yeah, because he pulled it off because it was textbook, Phil. I mean, it was textbook hit. And Jabril Peppers was having a hell of a year. He was a beast. All right, boys, let's line it up. So this is Davante Adams. He was split out to the quarterback's right side. Jabril Peppers is playing deep safety, kind of center field safety. So he's way off the line of scrimmage right here, and it was a slant route that wasn't caught cleanly, and it gave an opportunity for Jabril Peppers to really put a hit on him. All right, so let's go through the play. Andrew's playing quarterback, and we got Simon playing Davante Adams, and I'm Jabril Peppers back here. A simple slant route. So let's go. Here we go. Set hike. A simple slant route. It was a little bit behind him. Here comes Jabril Peppers. Hold on, Simon. Here comes Jabril Peppers. He comes flying in, and he catches it a little bit behind, and when he turns around, Jabril Peppers does such a great job. You're always taught in football is keep your head up, right, boys, and get your head across the ball. Not over here. Don't look down. You'll hurt yourself. Come in with your head up and then drive through the player, and he did, and the ball popped up. But he laid a lick on this guy that I haven't seen a hit like that in a long time from the safety position. Jabril Peppers, a lot of people question whether or not he was a good out-of-the-box safety, but that hit, putting the head across the body, getting low, keeping your head up, driving your legs through, was a textbook tackle. Love to see it from that kid.
Unbelievable job on Ted Neek. Thankfully, we didn't get anyone injured. Ted Neek, of course, presented by Shaw's Perfecting the Art of Fresh. We're going to welcome David and Alex back up here, guys, and want to wish you good luck. Unbelievable season so far, 5-1, looking at 6-1, going against Weymouth this weekend. I think we're going to be looking at a 6-1 football team in a week's time. Thank you very much, guys. Great job. As always, from the Needham Rockets here. Phenomenal. Tuesday, 6 o'clock. This show is phenomenal. Quick Slants. Tommy Carn will share his takes on the Patriots after their loss to the Raiders. It's presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Up next, it's time to break out the Monday Night Spotlight and get into exactly what is going on in the Patriots quarterback room. The breakdown is back after this. Okay, according to multiple reports throughout the week, Mac Jones was supposed to have a short leash on Sunday against the Raiders. Certainly didn't seem like it, though, after the Patriots made both Bailey Zappi and Will Grier inactive for Sunday's game. Malik Cunningham, meanwhile, got a few bites at the apple, but Jones played nearly every snap, including one very costly interception deep in Raiders territory.
Interceptions are part of the game, and I didn't make a good throw, so just trying to do too much, and they got 3 points from it or whatever, and that's on me.
All right, Monday Night Spotlight is presented by TouchView interactive display panels available at the Oakers Company. Ted, what did you make of that interception first and foremost? Because he was pressured. All of a sudden he's on the move, but it's second down. You're sniffing points. That felt like a throwaway situation there. Why do you think he tried to force something?
Because he's desperate and he's trying to make a play and he knows, his job is on the line. And heck, he was told all week that it was on the line. And so I don't think you're getting the best out of Mac Jones with that kind of pressure. But nonetheless, it just looks like he's just not comfortable at all, Phil. And so that interception is much like a lot of the other interceptions you've seen this year. They don't make sense, trying to make more than he should have.
What do you make of the quarterback situation in terms of the big picture? Because they go into yesterday's game with Malik Cunningham as the number 2. Bailey Zappi was technically inactive. He didn't count against the game day roster, but he was dressed because he was the emergency third quarterback. The only way he was going to be able to play was if both Mac Jones and Malik Cunningham were dealing with injury to the point that they were out of the game. So Zappi wasn't a factor. What do you make of Malik Cunningham, somebody who's practiced Ted on special teams and at receiver for the vast majority of his rookie year, the fact that he was their number 2, a play away from being the full-time quarterback?
The only thing I come up with, Phil, is it's irresponsible. It feels very irresponsible. When I go to the circus and they're doing the tightrope high, I see a net down there just in case they fall. It's like putting guys out there on the tightrope without any safety net. If Mac Jones was to get hurt, seriously, what were you going to do at that quarterback position if Mac would have gotten hurt early in the game? And the players know that. So what they did with that position that day makes no sense to me.
I think it just speaks volumes of how they feel about their quarterback room in general. They don't trust Bailey Zappi to be out there full-time. They don't trust Will Grier either. So they say, hey, let's just get some athletes on the field and see what happens. You got a couple athletes that'll be right back here next week after Patriots Bills. But first, stick around. You got early edition. It's coming up right now.